Yo, these are the best accessories I've found recently that I now can't travel without. Most of these items are on the premium end, but there's a few items that don't cost much but make my life a lot easier. First is my new travel bag from Visco. This is something that I bought to replace my Peak Design everyday carry bag that I've had for a few years now. That one was fine, but I found that aside from the top compartment, it wasn't all that great at carrying my laptop and iPad alongside my camera gear. I was torn between going for this or a larger sling like from Belroy, but ultimately landed with this bag, as it's hard to safely carry my MacBook in anything but a proper backpack. That said, I absolutely love the design of this bag and the sleek stealth look it has. My only gripe with the design is the red accents. I think they look good, I just would have preferred if there were a white or gray option. A small thing though that I really appreciate is on the bottom of the bag, there's these rubber rails so that it can actually sit up on its own without falling over. The main compartment at top opens and closes with this magnetic lock that's super nice to have. Immediately opening the bag up for the first time, I was impressed just how sturdy this top area felt. In the Peak Design bag, it was a lot more flimsy in my experience. Within, there's plenty of room to store whatever it is you need. A camera could easily fit up here, but around back, there's an entire compartment designed to store yours along with any lenses. From the right side of the bag, you can get access to this area, and on each of the outside pockets, there's a spot for you to hold a water bottle. This is where I keep my Lark bottle, which was stupid expensive. It ran me $100, but I think it was worth it. It self-cleans every 2 hours, which keeps your water tasting fresh throughout the day. Lastly, at the back side, there's two compartments to securely store an iPad and a laptop. The 16-inch Mac doesn't really fit, but my 14-inch M3 Pro MacBook slides in perfectly. This machine has been my daily driver for coming up on 6 months now, and it's handled my workflow pretty well. I got the base configuration initially just as a review unit, but I fell in love with the smaller form factor. In the future, I do plan to sell this off and go for the Max chip with a bit more storage and RAM, but most of the time Resolve, which is the heaviest of my workflow, runs great. Working off of this liquid retina display on the go is really such a joy, and the space black finish is gorgeous. It's not the best for multitasking though, and the 16-inch, while not as compact, is great to code on, and that's all of what I use it for these days. As I briefly mentioned, I do carry an iPad as well, but for me, all I really use it for is handwritten notes with GoodNotes. I find this super useful to sketch out diagrams when programming or come up with potential thumbnails. I keep the iPad in this MagEasy folio case from Pitica, which I find really nice. It's a pleather material, so it doesn't feel the highest quality, but it's super thin and allows you to easily prop up the iPad or safely stow it away. As a secondary device, I honestly get a lot more use out of the Kindle Paperwhite, and this is one of my favorite tech purchases recently. I have the 32GB edition, mostly so that I can load it up with audiobooks, but reading on here is really nice. I love having this at night before heading to bed, as you can change the screen to a warm tone, which is really nice on the eyes and makes it easier to read consistently. I have it inside this leather case I found off Amazon, and I love it. It's really well built, has a handle for when you're reading, and keeps the screen protected the rest of the time. When listening, I connect the AirPods Pro, which top this as my all-time favorite piece of tech. I get so much use out of these because of just how convenient they are to carry. I have them within this black case from ESR that I mostly bought because of the easy access to the button at back, something I needed to swap between my S24 and Kindle. It has a detachable clip so that you can throw these onto your keys or a bag, but there's also MagSafe at the back so that you can use it with any MagSafe charger, though it's unfortunately not strong enough to stick to the back of your phone. For the last few trips I've taken, I've also brought along a handheld gaming device, mostly the Steam Deck OLED, but Lenovo recently shipped out the Legion Go, which I really like so far. I haven't used it enough to give much of a review, but this is a Windows-based handheld that's a bit more interesting than something like the Ally, as it has detachable controllers. This is actually really great for travel so that you can prop this up somewhere and sit back comfortably. The nearly 9-inch display is huge comparatively and looks fantastic. It's 2560 by 1600p, which is a much higher resolution than the other two handhelds I've used, but I found that most games I threw at it couldn't run well at this max resolution, so I dropped it to 1200p. I've had a lot more lag so far compared to the Ally, but I need to spend time tweaking settings and playing more games over the next month, so stay tuned for my full review. Now, anytime I travel to my parents, I have a second desk setup built where I hook up to a 32-inch external monitor. I mostly end up working off the laptop display, but just in case, I like to bring along some peripherals. The mouse was my most recent peripheral upgrade, and this is the MX Anywhere 3 from Logitech. I use the MX Master 3S at my home desk, and I love the ergo feel of that mouse, but this is a much more compact option that I still thoroughly enjoy using. I bought a protective case for it that can be clipped to a bag or easily thrown inside with just how small it is. is. The switches honestly feel great, and it has the same infinite scroll wheel as on the MX Master. While it doesn't have the same ergonomic feel, the rubber texture at the side is grippy and comfortable to hold. Connecting over Bluetooth, it hasn't had the same connectivity issues that I've had for the last year with the MX Master. Now, for my keyboard, I was tempted to buy Logitech's own, but stuck with my Air 75 V2 from Newfie. This is a low-profile mechanical keyboard that I have with red switches, which makes for a great typing experience when on the go. It's not the same level of travel as something like the Gem 80, but it can easily slip into your bag without taking up much room at all. If you want to check this out, I do have a 10% code you guys can use, link down below. For my phone, I'm currently daily driving the S24 Ultra and have been for nearly 3 months now. If you want to hear what the experience is like compared to the iPhone 15 Pro, check out my video from last week. Honestly, I was getting a bit bored of iOS and wanted to finally give Android a shot. It has its quirks, but I've really fallen in love with it. Now, I bought a few accessories recently to take along with me for trips, having both the S24 and iPhone in mind. I will be grabbing the 16 Pro Max in fall for review, so I've begun to pick up various MagSafe products to incorporate into my routine. The Bellroy case I have on my S24 is super sleek, and it's the best looking one I've found, as it's a slim build with perfect cutouts for the back cameras. The only downside is it doesn't have MagSafe like the cases from Mouse and ESR I have, so to fix this, I threw on this MagSafe sticker from ESR. In just a couple of minutes, this allowed me to use any MagSafe accessory I wanted, including chargers. One of my favorite is this MagSafe wallet from Satechi, which is super sleek and gives me easy access to my license and main credit card so that I don't always need to carry around my full Coach wallet. I charge my phone every night on a Belkin wireless charger, but when I travel, I of course don't bring that along with me. When I saw Anker's MagGo travel charger, I immediately saw the value as it consolidates a phone, AirPods, and watch charger into a very compact form factor. Another product from the same line is the MagGo battery pack. This slaps right onto the back of your phone and provides 10,000 milliamp hours. It's built incredibly well, and the thing I like most about it is the LED screen on the side showing the battery of the dock and how long is left to charge the connected device. Also, it has a kickstand at the back, which makes it double as a mount for your phone. This would be great to watch movies when you're on the plane. Alternatively, I have a much chunkier 27,500 milliamp hour power bank that's much more suited for a gaming handheld or laptop. This is the one to have for those longer flights. For once I actually land, bringing along with me the 100 watt power adapter from Ugreen is a great way to consolidate all of my charging and not need to carry around multiple bricks. It has 2 USB-C ports meant to charge a laptop or handheld, and an additional USB-C and A port for other phones and small devices. Ugreen sells a 3-pack of USB-C cables to pair with this that for 15 bucks are a great deal. They're also rated to take full advantage of that 100 watt power output. If you don't need that many cables though and want to keep clutter to an even greater minimum, I found this multi-use cable on Amazon that supports Lightning, USB-C, and micro USB on one end, and then USB-A and C on the other. This is probably the perfect cable to carry around day to day, as using USB-C on both ends, you can output up to 100 watts. I love having this in the office because I still have random things like my scale or water bottle that charge with micro USB, and I can keep that consolidated into the camera cart that I built for myself. So in addition to my camera bag, I carry a sling onto the plane with me, and this was a lifesaver the last time I flew. I keep this at my feet as I have much easier access to my gaming handheld or Kindle while on the plane. I also store my pocket journal so that I can keep up with my journaling habit without requiring much space to be taken up. The pens I use with it are from a 6-pack I bought on Amazon over a year ago, but they work really well. The sling itself is from TomTok, and this nylon material is very high quality. It looks sleek and is comfortable to wear, but if you'd rather carry it, the locking mechanism makes it really easy to pop off the straps. Now, for my luggage, I just recently got in this aluminum suitcase from Level 8, who are the sponsor of today's video. This right here is a gorgeous carry-on. I'll likely end up checking this for my next flight, but when I took the Roadrunner suitcase last month, I really enjoyed having a much smaller suitcase. This made it much less of a headache to pack and ultimately unpack. Once you open up the 2 TSA locks at the side, it reveals the 2 separated sections of the suitcase. Within, there was a bunch of separate bags for toiletry, cables, etc. that are going to make organizing for my next trip go a lot smoother. There is quite a bit of room in here, and it gives you enough storage to carry multiple days worth of clothes and a PS5 if you're like me and just gotta play Helldivers with your brother. Once it's all packed up, there's a zipper on the front side's divider where you can throw a few loose items, and once closed, the wheels make it glide smoothly. Paired with it, I bought a suitcase scale off of Amazon, and this was such an easy purchase. It takes 3 seconds seconds and I'm good to go. So these have been the premium end accessories I found for travel. This isn't the most minimal setup, but everything here serves the purpose of making my life easier when I fly, and I'm happy with it. I mentioned some of these products as being meant to work well with both the S24 and iPhone, so if you want to see my in-depth comparison of these two phones, go and watch this video here. Take care.